Info Plus for genuine information.
Namaste, welcome to Info Plus on Himalaya TV with me, your host Rebecca Chetri. Today we sit down with a remarkable personality, Miss MOUSHUMI SHRESTHA, the Honorary Consul of Sweden to Nepal. She is not only a diplomat strengthening 6 decades of Sweden to Nepal friendship, but also a visionary entrepreneur and a passionate advocate for women and youth empowerment.
Namaste, Rebecca ji. Welcome to Swedish Consulate General Office.
Thank you so much for welcoming us here at the Consul General of Sweden. The diplomatic relations between the Kingdom of Sweden and Nepal were officially established in 1960, marking the beginning of a warm and enduring friendship between the two nations.
The Consulate General Office of Sweden, and he's our king and queen.
Over the decades, Sweden's engagement in Nepal has reflected its strong global values promoting education, environmental protection, human rights, gender equality, and sustainable development.
Mr. Chavindra Shrestha, and he's worked in the consulate as a consular since 1990. So it's really been 35 years. Yeah. So he served the consulate. He served my grandfather, father,
ever since it started.
Yeah, ever since it started. And she's Miss Pragya Kadel, so she's our new consular assistant, and she's just joined recently, and she's looking after all the Swedish issues, consular issues.
The Honorary Consulate of Sweden in Kathmandu has played a vital role in strengthening these ties, fostering cooperation in trade, tourism, culture, and humanitarian collaboration. At the heart of this diplomatic bridge stands the Shrestha family, whose dedication spans 3 generations. Mr. Juda Batu Shrestha, the first Honorary Consul General of Sweden to Nepal, laid the foundation of this relationship, introducing Sweden's goodwill and values to Nepal and setting the course for future cooperation.
This is the pictures from their midsummer festival. So all of them come. So because summer is very big thing for them, because it's very cold. So when the summer comes, they like celebrate, dance, and they hang this and then
the pictures reflects the rich culture and heritage of the country.
Yeah.
He was succeeded by his son, Mr. Gajendra Badu Shrestha, who carried this legacy forward with vision and distinction, deepening bilateral understanding and supporting Sweden's development partnership in Nepal. Today, the tradition continues under Miss MOUSHUMI SHRESTHA the current Honorary Consul General of Sweden to Nepal, representing the third generation of this remarkable linkage. She continues to strengthen the relationship through cultural diplomacy, economic collaboration, and people-centered initiatives.
Famous for Nobel Prizes.
Okay.
So Alfred Nobel is the one who started the Nobel Prize in Sweden. So every year they give Nobel Prizes, and in the Nobel Prize distribution day we all are invited to Delhi to celebrate the Nobel Day, and where we get to meet all the influential and extraordinary people, and to be acknowledged, and all the winners also. And now my hope is that one day one Nepalese get a Nobel Prize in Sweden. So I'm really looking forward for that day when one Nepalese win one Nobel Prize. Dala horse, the symbol of Sweden, which which identify as a strength, faithfulness and dignity of Sweden.
Very nice.
So this is a very historic picture. This is my grandfather and my father. So taken picture in this building, so which was set up in 1970.
Okay.
So this office has been now 55 years old, and this was the first honorary consulate office in Nepal. So, and this two-generation photo was also recognized and published in the Swedish newspaper.
Wow. So this carries the history and legacy of a family.
For more than 6 decades, Sweden and Nepal have shared a friendship grounded in mutual respect, cooperation, and shared democratic values. The lasting contribution of the Shrestha family remains a proud symbol of this enduring bond between the two nations.
Info Plus for genuine information.
Namaste, welcome to the show Info Plus.
Namaste Rebecca ji, thank you for coming to Swedish Consulate.
You have built a remarkable career as an entrepreneur before stepping to diplomacy. How has the entrepreneurial spirit shaped you the way you serve as the Honorary Consul of Sweden to Nepal?
I strongly feel that entrepreneurial skill is very much necessary to play a diplomatic role, and I've started my journey as a development practitioner before becoming an entrepreneur, and both the skill, development practitioners and entrepreneurs skill has really helped me to play this role very well. And one most important thing that as an entrepreneur one should have is a problem-solving skill, because then as an entrepreneur, when some when any problem comes up, we cannot just watch and wait. We just really need to take quick action and try to solve it and come up with a solution. So in the similar way, in the diplomatic role also, sometimes, you know, very unseen problem comes up, the crisis comes up, which we need to really handle it tactfully, consulting the concern, and, you know, we cannot just wait and say that, okay, this will happen, someone will take care of it and all. So that kind of problem solving skill has really helped me to play this role. And another thing that I really feel is both the role, you know, and an entrepreneur and the this diplomatic role, what needs to have is the networking skill. So in a business also, if you don't do a good network, if you don't build up a good network, your business will not grow. So you have to keep on exploring the partnership and try to see what you can do and expand the business. And in a similar way, in the diplomatic cultures around community also, we have to attend lots of parties and meet and greet people and pay courtesy visits, and there are lots of visitors coming and all. But then with my entrepreneurial skill, what I always try to see is what can we get out of this meeting now, you know, something concrete result has to come out. It should not be just a drinking and, you know, eating party. Something has to click, you know. So I try to always make a point that I have a good conversation, learn from the person that I'm talking, and see how we can bring, like if there's a Swedish businessman I'm talking, a Swedish politician I'm talking, I try to see how I can bring them to Nepal, encourage them to visit Nepal and see the opportunity in Nepal or invest in Nepal. And in the similar way, when I go and meet producers, Nepalese products, I always try to see how I can promote this product to Sweden and link it to companies like IKEA, H&M, you know, big companies like that, so that the Nepalese goods and products also get platform in the international market. And another thing that I feel after networking that we should really see is the innovation part, because as a businessman, businesswoman, I see that unless and until we bring innovation in our business, we will be far behind. So every time, like, there's such much of a competition in the market, so innovation plays a very important role. And in a similar way, in a diplomatic role also, the new perspective, the new innovation, the new gesture has to come in to make it vibrant. And last but not the least, the thing that is very much required is the passion and drive. So in a business, if you don't have a passion, if you don't have a drive to achieve, you will not be successful. So in the similar way, in this role, what I always try to do thing is with a passion and a drive, so, always with a smile in the face, with full of energy. So until and unless that passion is there, I don't think I'll be able to perform this duty well.
Mrs. Shrestha, Sweden and Nepal share a long history together. We have a diplomatic tie since 1960. How do you see this long-standing relationship evolving over the years?
Yes, the diplomatic tie started from 1960, and my grandfather, Mr. Judabhadra Shrestha, in 1969, he was appointed as an honorary consul general for Sweden. He's the first consul being appointed for Sweden, and at the same time, in the Nepalese history also, he's the first honorary consul. So he was not only the honorary consul general for Sweden, but he also was a consul general for Norway and Finland. So he has the whole history started when he visited Sweden on the official industrial tour visit. So when he was setting up Biratnagar jute mill, the first industry in Nepal, he got the machineries from Britain, but he visited Sweden to get the generators from ASEAN, which is now ABB and now which is called Hitachi Energy. So he got the generator for Sweden to set up the first Nepalese industry, that's Biratnagar jute mill in Biratnagar. So the whole relationship started with the trade and investments to set up an industrial factory in Nepal. So Sweden has played a very important role to bring industrial revolution in Nepal for the economic growth of the Nepal. You know that Nepal was an agriculture country, but my grandfather and then Prime Minister had a discussion that we really need to evolve and make Nepal also an industrial zone. So they set up the first industrial zone in Biratnagar and started this industry where we got technology and innovations from Sweden. So since then we've been trying to promote innovations, technologies, education, research, whatever has happening in Sweden to Nepal, so that there can be good learnings from the developed country like Sweden for a developing country like Nepal.
Such a strong bond between Sweden and Nepal, and you carry a great history and legacy of your family.
Yeah, I would like to say thank you to my grandfather who has started this, and I feel privileged to continue. And in between, my father was the honorary consul for 35 years, and he also served both the Sweden and represented Sweden in Nepal from heart, and he really tried to encourage the economic diplomacy between the two countries and promoted many Swedish companies in Nepal. He tried to bring the SAB aircraft in Nepal, which is very good for the mountain flights, and we're also trying to promote remote air tower, which is very good for the Nepalese small airports, because it's high risk airports, and such security and technical expertise is very necessary for the safeguard of the flights. And also we're trying to promote such innovations, and also Volvo is very active here in Nepal, especially the Volvo heavy equipments. So Sweden has played a very important role in contributing, upgrading hydro sector. So like ABB, now Hitachi Energy, is playing a very important role in setting up the hydro plants in Nepal, and for the infrastructure like from the Volvo equipments and all. So the innovations and technology has played a very important role, and it has been helping to for the infrastructure development of Nepal. Yeah.
As you have already mentioned that you have been working in collaboration with Sweden since a long time. So in your views, what are the key areas that Nepal can work more closely with Sweden in coming years?
I think that Nepal can learn a lot from Sweden, because Sweden was also not a very rich country back then. It was a small country. It had struggled a lot to reach where it is now. So in the similar way, I think Nepal should also learn from countries like Sweden and Switzerland and other European small countries and landlocked countries for its economic growth. So the most important thing that I see is the education and research. So Sweden has been really encouraging Nepalese students to come to Sweden to study in its A-class universities, especially in engineering, social science, business, management, technologies. And recently there was an symposium, Frontier Symposium for activated inclusive technologies, where there was a tie-up between the Engineering University and Kunskap University of Sweden, where the experts from Sweden came here to share the technologies and to help the Nepalese students to learn about the AI technologies for the robotic hand, especially for the handicraft. So it was a community-led program where the experts of Nepal and the Swedes were involved, so that the high-end technologies were localized and it was made low cost, which Nepal could adapt easily. So such kind of exchange programs, I think, is very much required. And you know that now it's a world of digitization, and Sweden is very much in advance in promoting innovation and technologies and digitization. There are many startups coming up in Sweden also, who is doing lots of good research, and in similar way there are lots of startups of Nepal, and I'm really trying to see how I can link up the startups of Nepal and the startups of Sweden together, so that there can be exchange and learning from each other. Like for example, there was one software company for energy sector. It was called Pioneer Technologies. So it was the only one company in Nepal which was developing software program for the hydro companies, and Hitachi Energy, which is one of the biggest energy company in the world, saw the uniqueness of that software company, and they took over that whole company. And now Hitachi Energy has set up a big unit in Nepal with more than 300 youth who are working in that software. So now the whole team is here working and supplying its software to US and Europe. So now you can see how you can link up the startups of Nepal to the big companies in Sweden, and then upgrade the setup and market our product into international market. So these are the small things, but made a big impact. So this kind of exchange, I think, is very much required, and promote Nepalese youth and Nepalese experts who are working here, who have been sitting here not identified. But if you link them up with the big companies, they'll get a big exposure, and Nepal will also be known in the world tomorrow.
So there is exciting possibilities ahead.
Yeah.
You are not just an honorary consul, but also a leading entrepreneur with Srinagar Group. Could you share a bit about your journey in business and leadership?
Yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Before joining Srinagar, I've told you earlier that I was a development practitioner. I've spent 17 years of my career working in development field, working in S&V and practical action. When I was starting my career, I really first wanted to get into the development field, because I felt that if you want to work in Nepal, unless and until you understand Nepal, until you go to the rural areas, unless you mix with the community, you will never be able to understand Nepal. So that's why I spent my 17 years working with the community. I've traveled almost 60 districts of Nepal. I traveled all in the remote areas, and did the need assessments. What are the problems? What is the capacity gap in the government, in the NGOs, in the cooperatives? Why we are still far behind, and why our country hasn't developed, and why our products like tea, cardamoms are still not A-class, not branded to be exported. So I did all that study, worked together with the community, worked with the Lumbini Trust to promote tourism, Buddhist tourism. So that has really helped me to understand the Nepal and our market well. And then after working in development field and working in the field of capacity building, advisory services, working in the region, not only in Nepal, then I traveled throughout the Asia region to understand the whole issues of our region, to come up with the solutions. Then I joined my husband, Satish, to together to run the business in agriculture. So we are basically in livestock sector. I really felt that in the development field we are just practicing and preaching, but now time has come to get into action, to get into the implementation, to dirty our hand. So why don't we start our own entrepreneurship now for the sustainable development? Private sector should come in and bring a sustainable development. So we should not be only project oriented, short term, 3 years, 4 years project oriented work, depending on the donors. So we felt that okay, now we should do something on our own to bring sustainable change. So now we are working with the community. We've set up our business. and we started with a small layer farm, but now we are a public limited company. So we are into 4F, that is farm, feed, food and facilitation. Within the whole business also, I run the facilitation wing. So basically it's linking the farmers and the company together, especially sharing the innovations and the technology part to the farmers, building capacity of the farmers, because we feel that unless and until we capacitate the farmers, we will never be able to be sustainable, because they are our clients, they are our customers. So we need to work really closely with the farmers by building their capacity. So my main aim is to really work together with the community, make them strong, make them financially capable, and then link with the company's business. Yeah.
Your journey sounds so inspiring.
Thank you.
Sweden is known globally for its innovation and sustainability. How do you think Nepal can adopt some of those models here?
Yes, Sweden has been pioneer in environmental issues, innovations, technologies and social issues. So we have been doing lots of exchange programs with Sweden, especially to build the capacity of the youth, especially they are very much ahead in the gender issues. So they are really promoting women participation in politics, whether it's media or whether, so like when this honorary consul's position was out, they encouraged women to apply the position, you know. So that's how like they also selected me being an active woman in the field. So they felt that I will be able to really link the sustainable part, what Sweden is preaching, so you know, to represent Sweden. So they felt that I could be an ideal person also to promote the sustainability part. And at the same time, we've also recently signed the MOU between Swedish government and the Nepalese government as per the Article 6 Paris Agreement. So we've signed an MOU for carbon trading. So Sweden and Nepal is one of the first mover to sign this agreement with Sweden, and it is basically for mitigation activities. So Nepalese companies and Nepalese NGOs and practitioners can really earn carbon by trading it with the Swedish government, and Swedish Energy Agency is involved in it. So such kind of Sweden has been always ahead in the climate change issues. So whatever the Nepal being a vulnerable country in the climate with the climate change issues, our issues of melting Himalayas, it's very much similar to the melting of the Arctic. So there also we exchange lots of dialogues and issue, and SIDA, which is the development wing of the Swedish government, has been working, its base is in Bangkok, but it has been supporting Nepal through EC mode and through various other programs, especially on the sustainable development, climate change, environmental issues and gender issues, and also encouraging youth to be active in all these activities.
So Nepal can learn a lot from Sweden.
Yes.
You have often involved in social causes for youth and women empowerment. Personally, what drives you in these initiatives?
Yes, I've been very much involved for women empowerment, especially when I go to the field, when I go to the villages and all. Now these days I see that most of the men are migrated. I think that's the biggest concern that we all have in Nepal at the moment. And the one behind are the women. So now I see that unless and we do the women empowerment and get them involved in the economic activities, the development of Nepal is impossible. So women is going to be a key factor for Nepal. So in my business also now, when it's like a farming business, so in the villages, the only people left are the women. So I've organized the training programs, especially targeting the women whose husbands are abroad and who are sending the money to their family, but I'm teaching them how to use that money in a good cause, in a good economic growth programs, activities, enterprises. So I'm trying to make women and agri-entrepreneurs. So yes, they have a skill, they do the farming, but it's just for the day-to-day, like, you know, to feed their family, but they haven't yet got the business mentality. So what I teach them is how to incubate this agriculture into agri-business. So we have developed a package, like 3 packages. One is on the technical skill, like hardcore technical, so that they understand what the birds are going through, what the plants are going through, so that they can solve or consult the concerned JTA or the veterinary doctors for the cure. And then small skill which they can use to improve the production. And then also on the post-harvesting, processing and the storage, which is very important, because now the production is just not enough. If they do the value addition to the product, they will get better value. So these are the few things that I've been teaching them. And also on the business planning side, like how much fund is required to start up a business and how much working capital is required. And if you're taking a loan from the cooperatives or a bank, how much money you need to allocate to pay the interest, and how much profit you're going to earn by selling at what market price. You know, so all these techniques has to be embedded in these women to understand the whole market scenario and to make profit even out of a small agriculture business. Yes.
Truly inspiring dedication. Sweden is known for its gender equality and women empowerment. How do you think Nepal can learn from Sweden in these areas?
Sweden has been very much advanced for the gender equality issues. Like right now in their parliament, it's 46% is represented by women, which is a remarkable number. And I think in a similar way, they were very much, they were so happy to know also about our policy that in every, especially in the ward, like if the mayor is male, then deputy mayor has to be female, you know. So that kind of allocation that Nepal has put into the policy, so they very much encouraged such policies, and they were so happy to see that we also, you know, try to bring in women in our representation. So that's a very good move that Nepal has taken, and in a similar way, to bring the voice of the woman, the representation of the woman is very much necessary. So unless and until there is a representation, I think it will be very difficult to bring the issues. And now also, like, we have a woman prime minister, the first woman prime minister in Nepal. So it's already you know, a good sign for women in Nepal that even we can take up such position, that also in the most difficult time of the country.
Valuable lessons for Nepal, isn't it?
Yeah.
As a woman balancing multiple roles, entrepreneur, diplomat, and a social leader, have you faced any kind of challenges, and how do you overcome them?
Yes, as a woman, to balancing, you know, work, family, life, and the social activities is very important. And I think the most important role that a woman has to play is as a mother, as a wife, as a daughter, as a daughter-in-law. So not only the work, you know, when it comes to us, always the first priority comes the family, and then comes the work. Yeah, and to balance that, to be able to be good at your work also, to be able to perform efficiently is very challenging. Sometimes, like, the family problems really or if there is any problem in the family, it affects the work. But as a woman, what we have to be is really strong, calm and balanced to be able to perform in a good way in both, you know, the family and the work. And but whatever we do it with, as I said earlier, with passion and drive, with commitment. You know, unless and until there is a commitment, dedication, hard work, nothing will be fulfilled. So it's the most important thing is the time management. So you have to allocate how much time you want to give to your work, to your family, to your social activities and all. So it's how you set your timetable, and you have to be really organized and clear in your mind. And if you do it well, I think it's not difficult to achieve. Yeah.
That sounds really inspiring. Many young Nepalese dreams of working, studying, or exploring opportunities in Sweden. What advice would you like to give to the youths?
Yes, the trend to go to Europe and Sweden, we've seen it from the application for the UT card also. Like in a year now, we till date, like we have already issued 600 to 700 UT cards for the students to go and study in Sweden. And Sweden is a very friendly country, very encouraging country, very warm country, though it's very cold, but the people out there are very warm, like Nepalese, and they're very welcoming. And in the beginning, I mean, the students who straight away go from Nepal find it difficult to adjust there because of the weather and because of the culture. They're very straightforward people. They're very time managed. I mean, they're very particular about the time and all. But they're very warm, and the education system in Sweden is really good. And the best part, what I really like about Sweden is that they encourage students to come there, and at the same time they encourage students to come back to the country to serve. So they don't not only encourage students who just pass out or graduated, they also try to build the capacity, train and accommodate the experts, you know, of a different field, whether it's a bankers, whether they were working in the government offices and all. They encourage them also to come to Sweden and have a practical learning beside the college and classroom learnings. And once they get to see the learnings firsthand from the field, and when they come and implement in after coming back to Nepal, I think that that's very fruitful. Like for example, there are students who have come back and now working in Kathmandu metropolitan city, and water division also, planning, urban planning, and the human rights commission. So there are lots of experts who've gone to Sweden, stayed there for 1 to 2 years, learned on hand and classroom learnings, and they've built a really good network. And they now we have also set up a Swedish alumni where we gather once in a month to exchange ideas, learnings. And recently we also organized one program for the youth focusing on how to adjust in Nepal. So they study in Europe and they get a very good education, but when they come back to Nepal, they find it very difficult to adjust and to work in Nepal. It's because of the culture, because of the communication and the system, you know. To adapt to the Nepalese system is very difficult when you study in Europe or abroad. So we have set a session for the students who come back from Sweden, a special session, how to work in Nepal and how to adapt with the working culture in Nepal.
So that was a great advice for the young Nepalese youth.
Yeah.
You have represented Sweden in Nepal, but also Nepal on a global stage. How do you carry both the identities in your heart so equally?
Yes, I got a really good opportunity to be one of the champions from Nepal to represent in the World Bank for the South Asia. So I'm a member of the One World South Asia Champions, and there, like, we get to meet all the global leaders, especially to share the experiences locally, what we've been going through, and give advice to the experts and the World Bank leaders, like directors and vice chairs of the World Bank, and take up the basic issues that normal Nepalese, local Nepalese are facing, so that I connect their voice to the upper level. So this is how we, I feel that, you know, I can represent Nepal and bring the Nepalese issues and Nepalese voices at the global level. And not only that, like, when I, like in Delhi, like Delhi has our Swedish embassy, so where like we come together, like all the consuls from Maldives, Bhutan, Nepal, and meet up there. And every year we have a Nobel Day, where the experts, the businesses and the politicians comes and meet up once a year in New Delhi. And there we get to chance to promote Nepal and bring the network. So I also try to not only promote Sweden in Nepal, but also promote the Nepalese products to the Swedish companies, like as I mentioned earlier, the startups of Nepal, the products of Nepal, like the pashminas, so that I can link it with the companies in Sweden, and also promote Nepal for the tourism sector. Wellness tourism is one big thing that Nepal I see as an upcoming opportunity. And Sweden is an adventure loving country, and Nepal being adventure tourism destination. So I try to promote that also. And we've also got mountaineers from Sweden who's come all the way from Sweden in a bicycle and climbed the Mount Everest. So I've been trying to do both way, not only promoting Sweden but also promoting Nepal in the...
So impressive. That's a beautiful way to carry both identities. Finally, what message would you like to give to the viewers, since you are serving as the Honorary Consul since a long time and you have been following the legacy of a family? What message would you like to give about the long friendship between two countries?
I would say for me it's just been 3 years. My grandfather and father did a great job, so I have to really keep up to their standards. So it's a tough job for me actually, but my dedication is there, my passion is there, and whatever I've learned from them, I would like to continue with a new twist and turns, with a modern touch. I believe in sustainable development. So I think my agenda for my coming days will be to promote sustainable development, bringing in innovative technologies, working at the grassroots, and even bring the grassroots level's voice up to the policy level and up to the and link them at the international scenario. And then also what I really want to promote is the entrepreneurs, because me being an entrepreneur, I feel that there are lots of innovative, young, energetic entrepreneurs in Nepal and Sweden, which we need to bring together. And all the startups like are there, they've got energy, ideas, but they're not getting a good platform to showcase their skills and knowledges and the products. So which I feel that they do need a platform, and I can play a very big role in this. And all the startups, will not survive, like there are many startups, but whoever has got the dedication, drive, passion, who keeps working hard, they will survive and they will reach on top. So the message that I would like to give to all the youth and to the entrepreneurs and to the upcoming generation is also that don't give up, keep working hard. And there are platforms, there are places where they can knock the door. So Swedish Consulate is always open for them, to give them guidance, to give them advice, to give them exposure. So I'll try to do my best, whatever I can do from my level. So I can not guarantee anything, but my guidance and my help and my support is always there.
Thank you so much for your time, and we wish you all the best for the good work between two countries. Namaste.
Yeah, thank you.
Info Plus, for genuine information
And inspiring exchange with
Miss MOUSHUMI SHRESTHA,
Honorary Consul of Sweden to Nepal. Her story beautifully reflects how leadership can build bridges between nations and empower lives at home. Thank you for watching Info Plus on Himalayan TV. Until next time, namaste.
Info Plus, for genuine information.